All right, Ian. We have Tales from the Game Store, which is probably not the most popular segment. If our careers weren't over, this would be people would be loving these.
Yeah, it's a shame that no one's hearing these. So, I'm sitting at work. It's probably, I don't know, 11:30. It's slow. It's like a Thursday. And I'm getting some stuff done. I've had some customers come in, and long story short, Traig ends up coming in. So Traig stops in to, we're chatting business, we're transferring some stuff. And we were talking about how there was a guy who had dropped off a system.
Okay.
The previous week. No, he came to pick up a system the previous week, and he took it home, and he said that it wasn't working and that the disc was all scratched up. But when we looked at it, the system had been sitting in the back of the store for over 6 months, almost a year. And, there was nothing wrong with it. We tested it. So he brings it back. We test it. The system works fine. The disc itself is scratched. It's a Grand Theft Auto 5 disc. And he's saying that, basically that, something that we did caused the disc to get scratched. So we ask for like the paperwork or whatever. And he's like, I don't have it. And we noticed that it was fixed like a year ago. And he goes, oh, well, the reason it took me so long to pick it up was because I was in jail.
Okay, the guy brought you a system.
He brought us a system to get repaired, ended up going to jail, and then it's like almost a year later, comes to pick it up.
Okay.
Then says that it's our fault because the disc is scratched.
What system was this?
This was a PlayStation 4.
Okay.
PlayStation 4. Yeah, PlayStation 4. So, anyways, so it's well out of warranty because he was in prison.
Okay.
But Traig doesn't want to. Traig's just like, fine, fuck it. So he opens it up, takes a quick look at it. Essentially, there's nothing he can do. Talks to the guy, whatever. Sends it off. That's it. So, anyways, he's telling me the story about how this ends. About how they couldn't fix it, and the guy, ended up, taking, I think, like a refund or something like that, just to get him out of the fucking.
Just get him out.
Just get him out of our hair. So then he goes, oh, by the way, did you read this? And he picks up a letter that was sent to Luna.
Traig had a letter.
Yeah. It had been sitting in like behind the counter where the mail sits for probably about 2 weeks. I had seen it and I was like, no, I said it wasn't addressed to me, but it was an envelope with it was handwritten in pencil on the front of it. We occasionally get letters like that. Sometimes they're compliments, sometimes they're complaints, sometimes they're strange letters to me.
Handwritten letters or typed up.
So, anyways, Traig goes, well, sort of related. You should read this. Hands me the letter. So I open it up, and we'll call the guys Bert.
Bert. Okay.
That's not his real name, but we'll call him Bert. Bert's letter starts off, hello. About 2 years ago, I was a customer at Luna Video Games, and I ended up with store credit. I think he said it was like $15 in store credit. I am currently in jail with no one else. Could we please take this store credit and could you convert it into a gift box in the prison? He wanted us to take his old credit and convert it into commissary money in prison.
Wait, what? How are you supposed to do that?
He provided an email address where you can go and you can choose to like put money into a prisoner's account.
It's okay.
So that was basically it.
For $15 worth of, what is that, like a pack of cigarettes in the commissary?
I have no idea. Two packages of ramen?
And this was the refund money from the system, for the PS4.
No, this is a completely different person.
This is a different prisoner.
Yeah, Traig was just like, since we're talking about prison.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's a different prisoner.
Yes. So...
Do you remember how he got that credit? Did he trade in some prisoner games?
I have no idea. He said it was like 2 years ago, I think is what the letter said. So it wasn't even like it was credit that was,
freshly obtained, and then he's walking away, and they're like, "Hey, we're putting you in the pokey." No, that's not.
He wanted Traeger you to go online, go to this commissary website, and put money into his account in the equivalent of $15 and tear up the credit.
Yes.
I would have did it for like $5. All right, you want $5? I'll get you a couple of combo snacks packs. I mean, I'll do that.
And
for funsies.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh yeah, this is crazy. This is real wild. And Traeger's like, no, you really have to like think about it for a second.
He's got the time to remember his credit because he's like in prison.
Because he's like, so much weird shit happens here. He's like that. You kind of get numb to it. He's like, but this is truly fucking crazy. This man is in jail asking us for snacks.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on in jail or prison that you got to worry about.
Handwritten letter, pencil.
He needs a friend to maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's someone else to buy him a pack of cigarettes or whatever else he bought the what do you buy at the concert? Like candy bars? I guess I don't know. You buy fruit.
You buy like fruit and you buy like food and snacks. Dry ramen, I know, is a big one.
You got a big one in prison?
Yeah.
Dry ramen. Can you make it in your cell?
You can make it in a coffee maker.
They allow you to have a coffee maker in prison?
I think there's
probably
common ones.
Allow you to boil water in your cell?
Maybe not in the cell.
I was gonna say I don't know. Maybe it's a common area.
Common area.
Yeah. I guess it depends if it's locked down or if it's like a county jail sort of thing, like if it's minimal security. Well, am I thinking about this too much? This is insane.
Yeah, right? I mean,
he remembered the credit. First of all, you got to remember the credit, and then you take your time in prison to write the letter to someone.
We live in a world where I can say things like this, and we're like, yeah, that's weird, but not. You have to think on it for a second. You're like, no, that's more than fucking weird. So
okay,
yeah, there was that. And then I had a guy call me up and insist that there was Halo on the Dreamcast, but it's
a twofer.
Yeah, that was just a guy he called me up and he's like, you got to help me out. And I said, okay.
You got to help me. I'm in prison.
I can hear someone talk. Yeah, right. And I can hear someone talking in the background. And he's like, was Halo on the Dreamcast? And I'm like, no. And he's like, not ever. And I go, sir, 100%. Halo was not released on the Dreamcast.
It was a prototype.
There's like a homebrew, but
yeah.
But it was never released on the Dreamcast. And he goes, well, can you look it up? He's like,
it's not Alexa, it's Ian.
He's like,
hey Ian, was Halo ever on the Dream?
He goes, can you look it up? He's like, I swear my buddies and I played Halo all the time.
No, I'm sorry, I'm a fucking idiot. I was Half-Life.
Yeah.
Halo?
No, there was no
Halo. There wasn't Halo.
There's like a shitty homebrew like Halo that someone.
No, there was a Half-Life prototype.
Yes,
that's what I was thinking about. Not Halo.
No, not Halo.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Half-Life. But so
I'm your friend. This guy calling.
And he's like, I'm sure I played it with my buddy. I'm like, no. And I can hear the person in the background. It sounds like
I'm gonna look this up. Dreamcast
sounds like a woman or like a young person in the background. And I hear the voice go, I told you. And he goes, no, I know I played it. And he's like, can you look it up? And I said, you can.
Halo revamped. It came out, looks like 7-8 years ago on the Dreamcast. Someone came out with it.
So I just said, yes, I can. It's not here. I said that there's nothing that's going to change the fact that it's not on the Dreamcast. And he's just like getting all aggressive. I think what happened is he said that he played Halo on a Dreamcast. Some friend of his was like, no, you didn't. That's bullshit. And he thought he was going to get the big victory by calling the video game store and being like, yeah, Halo's on the Dreamcast,
First of all, according to this article, it looks like it was originally planned to be an exclusive on Dreamcast before it went another way, which I didn't know that. That's interesting. But the fact that he would think like you'd be like the guru of all video game knowledge, that he could just talk to you on the phone because you're working a video game. So I just think it's funny.
That happens a lot. That's not that uncommon.
You know a lot. I'm not saying you don't, but like everything.
I'm just saying, like people will call the store to ask fucking random Alexa-like questions, and then that's it. They'll call and they'll ask, what year did Mario 3 come out? And it's like, huh? It's
like it's easier to find the number versus just looking it up on Google search.
And they're not looking for games.
This is what I would say.
To buy. They just call.
I would ask the email address, and I would literally do one of those. Let me Google that for you links.
Yeah.
That emails them, and then I would do that. Hey, what's your email address? I'll get back to you. I would do that. I'd be that petty to let them know this is a waste of my fucking time. Don't ask me questions you can Google. I'm actually now looking at an image, I guess, of what it was going to look like on the Dreamcast Halo. Interesting. I did not know that. And then they went with the Xbox. after that. Okay, I did not know. So it wasn't an exclusive. It almost was on the Dreamcast, it seems like. Interesting. You like these twofers we have here for these Tales from the Game Store.